Hello, Internet, and welcome to Pokémon Emerald redubbed. Long story short, this one and this episode and the next one are going to be redubbed because some of the audio got really messed up. So you can ignore the face cam in this episode and the next one, because, yeah. Those have already been pre-recorded, and I'm having to redub them here. That being said, let's get things started, shall we? Try and figure out where I'm going. Oops, looks like I got caught in a battle here. And I remember being confused by the use of her term romantic. Because I read that and I'm like, okay, that's just weird. Yeah, that line doesn't make sense either at that rate. Anywho. And let's see how this goes. Looks like she's going to start off with a Shroomish. So I'm going to send out... Sunokameo. And he will deal with this one. Unfortunately, it looks like he's about to get paralyzed. Fortunately, that shouldn't be too big of a problem. I'm just gonna send an Ember in to burn this thing to the ground. Except they're gonna miss. Oh no, they missed. And my attack still hit. They do manage to Leech Seed me. And for some reason, I'm stuck in paralysis. And looks like now they're gonna just try and drain my health. Oh, that's great. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna burn them. Next. Looks like they're sending out a Rosalia, which is just another excellent target for Sunokameo. The obvious tactic here is to burn them. And of course I'm stuck in paralysis. They keep trying to do poison for whatever reason. I don't know why. But there they go. Whoops. Nope, they survived. And there they go. I find it funny she said you've given me a shock when I used no electric Pokemon or moves. That takes care of the paralysis. And then I took care of the burn for Psycho, because, yeah. Roust Berry for the win. And at this point, I'm trying to figure out where to go because it's just like, well, the map says to go north, but I can't. And I don't want to go that way because that just backtracks. And another new mole. Hang on, I'm gonna cut ahead for just a moment here. Okay, now I got caught in a trainer battle. I don't want him in there. I decided to let Psycho deal with this Electrike because ground. Next, Whalmer. That's a job for the game. And that takes care of that. His next Pokemon is a Makuhita. That's an excellent target for Renromu. Sorry, I'm exhausted. I've already done a shift today at work. Yeah, they're stronger than they look. As yeah, now I'm trying to figure out how am I supposed to go north. And then I discovered this thing, which I'd never seen before. I was like, what on earth is this? I'm confused, because I'm like, okay. Because keep in mind, like I said, this is blind. So, I've never seen anything that does this. And then he conveniently gives us the move to where this works. Right, it's basically a giant storage room, from the sound of things. At least that's the assumption I've come to. So he just shows me this tree, and I'm like, okay, fine. So I'll try it out and see what happens. It's right there. And I decided to teach it to, I think, Jonathan? Oh, no. Yeah, I think I probably got rid of Tackle. Or no, I got rid of Focus Energy, because I don't use it. And that figures out what to do there, which was kind of neat. It opens a vine, you walk in, and holy cow, what? I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna deal with that right now. Moving on. And then I found some berries. Whoops, here's a trainer. characters and an engagement. That's an interesting choice of term. I'm assuming that's a translation error, because that's the British expression. Meanwhile, I'm gonna zap this bird. They send out their own pneumal, so I figured Psycho can deal with this. It's water. Yes, the ground does make it neutral, but hey, worked well enough here. And then they send out Roselia, so I figured, okay, fine, I'll let Suno Kameya deal with this. Because, hey, it's a grass type versus a fire type. I think the odds are a little in my favor. And yes, they love to paralyze. And again, I'm stuck. It's like, well, this is getting ridiculous. Come on. And that was why I bought a boatload of paralyzed heals, because I figured that was going to happen at some point. That takes care of her. Okay. Oh, I guess I didn't go after the berries. That's interesting. Oh yeah, this phase. Oh no, I did go back for the berries. 3 raspberries, because creativity. And then these, if my memory is correct, are orange berries. Yeah. Because I remember commenting on the fact that the tree is orange and the berries themselves are actually blue, which I thought was rather strange. But whatever. And then this happened. The Spinda are one of those where it's like, not really sure what to do, because, yeah, they're normal types, and at the same time, they are just designed to be annoying in this case. Because, yeah, that's all they do is uproar. Well, pretty much all they do. That's all they live long enough to do, most of the time. I think at this point I'm exploring for something to see if I can find anything new. Because remember when I was recording this, at some point I come across a new friend. And it was not a Spinda. I remember my amusement when I discovered the grass turned colors here. And again with the Spindas. I lost track of how many of those stupid little bears I came across by the time I was done recording this episode, the first time. I was beginning to think at this point that all that was here was Spinda. And I was getting slightly irritated because I was like, okay, well, there seems to be nothing new. Let's go try something else. But then my persistence got tired. Also, I ran into this trainer. And she only had one Pokemon. She had a little Numel with her. And I'm like, okay, fine. Let's get Jae-Young out of here for starters. Because it's Steel type versus Fire type. Hey, Psycho, help me out here. And that takes care of that. See you later, Madeline. That's how the cookie crumbles. And so then I became curious, because I was like, okay, there's pretty much nothing with Spinda around here, so let's just explore. Or at least that was my thought process at the time. So let's see what this was. It's a glass workshop. I was like, that's interesting. What's in here? And he likes to make items. So I was curious what this was. So he gave me a sack. And then to my surprise, that's when I discovered this is what I was doing. And yet another Spinda. By this point, I was tempted to pop repels, but I thought, I want to make sure there's nothing, absolutely nothing else out here. And on the same token here, I realized it's going to be a double battle, so I was making sure who was in my party. Which, from the look of things, I wanted to switch out. Because I want the power couple to have their time. Hey-oh. And let's see how this goes, shall we? Looks like they're going to start off by sending out a Spinda of their own. Each. So I figured, okay, to heck with it. I'll let the game take care of one of them, because fighting versus normal. And I just threw rocks at the other one. Bazam. And I was surprised when Rock Tomb missed, but then again it makes sense because its accuracy isn't that good. Meanwhile, I was amused that that Rock Tomb did, or the Feint Attack did practically nothing. Because, again, fighting type versus Dark Attack. Yeah, no. Too easy. And that took care of those twins. Also, I forgot to get, the game's little thingamajig updated. Sprite. Which I think I finally fixed that at some point. If I haven't already, I don't remember if I have or not. I will by the time I start recording the new episodes again. And a max ether. I figured that'll come in handy at some point. Probably during the Elite Four, if I survive that long. And a slugma. That was when I realized, okay, now I need to go try and hunt through this grass to see if there's anything else in here. Because I like a good slugma. Unfortunately, Numel and Camerupt are better choices in the long run than is Slugma and Magcargo. But that being said, I think I still caught the thing. Yeah, I caught it in honor of Team 4-Star. Ink. And they called theirs Ivan Ooze. But this is a girl, so I called it Ivanka Ooze. Because that's the closest female comparison to Ivan I knew. And there we go. Ivanka Ooze. Which, again, she'll see battle if I decide to get tired of Sunokameyo. And another Spinda. Yay! And at this point, I was curious to see how many steps I'd taken. And that's when I learned about flutes, because I was like, well, this is neat. And I didn't realize, oh, right, it's based on steps at the time. Also, at the time, I didn't realize that the only steps that count are going through the grass. It doesn't count just walking around the town. But that took me forever to figure out. And basically the rest of this video is just me walking around trying to gather ashes to make glass to make flutes. Although I will say, I'll cut ahead to one particular battle. Hang on just a second. Okay. Because this is where I found... Whoops. Not this one. This one was when I found our new friend here. I was surprised to come across a Skarmory. And after a lot of determination, I think I finally caught the thing. Hang on. Oh, wait a minute. No. I remember fighting this one, and I think at one point I meant to hit a move, and I think I hit run. This was an amusing fight, to say the least. Because it was like, How much can I whittle this thing down without killing it? I was shocked that it busted out that easily. And yeah, that was the point where I had run, because I was like, oh no. And so I spend a good portion of time trying to find another one of these Skarmory. There we go. And I remember thinking, well, this'll take less time, because it does more damage. But at the same time, yeah, it still manages to get the job done. Ooh. And I thought, man, one more should do it, theoretically. And there we go. So I think at this point I just started chucking balls at it like crazy. Just being careful, as I only had a limited number. And once again, to my surprise, it busted free way too easily. Ouch. That didn't do too much. And this thing just keeps jumping out of balls like it's a joke. At this point, I thought, yeah, maybe he could take care of it without killing it. And sure enough, I was able to lower its health just enough. And now I start throwing more balls. Gotcha. I remember being amused by that. That Pokédex entry, I was just like, okay, I've got an idea. I can take this and run. And I was gonna call it Blade Beak, but I didn't think that... Disney or whoever did Quest for Camelot would have been happy about that, so I decided to go a different route. Meanwhile, I checked to see if I had enough for this guy. Not enough yet. Getting close, though. And I was confused at that point because I had counted what I thought were actual steps. And it wasn't I hadn't at this point figured out the method behind it. Then I did. And so I discovered I want to get the blue, yellow, and red flutes. The white and black flutes just either decrease or increase encounter rate, so I'm like, ah, the heck with it, I don't want that. And then I realized he can only make one at a time, so I just started with a blue flute, because that's all I had the steps for anyway. And then I decided to go gather enough steps and ashes and whatnot to get the yellow and red flutes. So what's next is basically just a sequence of series where I popped repels like crazy and got the yellow flute. Well, now I have enough to get the yellow flute. And then I went and took even more steps because I wanted the red flute, which turned out to be another 500 steps or something. He's saying he could make another blue flute soon. I said, I don't want another blue flute. And there's the red flute. And at that point, that was the point where I decided to kill the episode. So that's basically what I'm going to do here too. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a blessed day, y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Xani out.